Wednesday afternoon here in Willimantic. It's WILI 1400, and you're listening to what, Mark Doyle?
Listening to Windham Weekly with Mark Doyle.
That was a test to see if he was awake. You are listening to Ken Fullen, the voice of Windham.
Usually I stay asleep till the halfway through the show because that's when I get to talk.
Well, no one really wants to hear your voice because you think you're the heart of Windham, but your heart is stopped. But anyway.
It's tough to get through sometimes.
Welcome to my friend Mark Doyle as well, a co-host. And we have a very familiar guest, the host of the Bill Sayers Show. You know, the one with the trumpet and the flamboyancy. That's Mr. Bill Sayers. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you for having me again, gentlemen. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Billy. No, we're not going to get deep. We're not going to get deep into wallows of politics because that's not what our show is about. Our show is about
community
and the kids.
Wow.
But first of all, we have a call. I have a feeling I know who that caller is.
Wow, caller.
All right, everybody got their headphones
Yes,
on?
sir.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Thank you for taking my call. So I have a question. Number one, I would like to know how this is going to be taken care of and how long it will take. Once I explain this, you're probably going to know who I am. But presently, we've had 2 lamp posts down on Main Street for approximately 2 years, and as of Monday, we had another one in front of Willie Brew knocked over. It was a hit and run, and they ran off and they took one of the decorations, the wreath. So I want to know how this is going to be taken and how long it will take.
Mr. Sayers is Mr. Council member.
Yes. Well, it's my understanding that that EverSource will no longer repair those poles. They're out of service and out of style, apparently. So EverSource has now decided that they will replace all the poles on Main Street. Do I have a date on that? No. We've been waiting. We waited long enough to find out that they weren't going to replace or repair the ones that we had. So no, I don't have an exact date for that. I would like to say it was soon, but I can't make those kind of statements.
So they're going to replace the historic black.
Yes, that's my understanding.
Poles with something new?
Yes, with something new. Well, you have to realize that those aren't original poles.
No, I understand. They're replicas.
They're replicas. So they just don't do those anymore. So we're not sure what's going on with as far as that. But I can assure you that our excellent chief of staff, Zamara Capo, is on top of it, and we will get the best product we possibly can.
So the town. Hang on, Roy. So the town, when they did the bricks and all that other stuff here on the sidewalks, the town didn't pay for those lampposts, that special lamppost?
Listen, I wasn't here then, all right? I wasn't in office then. All I can tell you is what I've been told right now.
Because I would be surprised if EverSource would pay for them to begin with.
I'm just telling you what I've been told when I asked the question.
Roy, is there? Did you know all that?
I believe that redevelopment, when they put those sidewalks in, that was part of the deal to construct and put up the light poles. Okay. Unfortunately, we have 3 different type of lamp poles on Main Street, if you notice.
Yes.
And my question, Bill, if we're going to move forward and replace all those existing lamp posts, I'm hoping somebody has enough common sense to make sure there's going to be outlets on the top.
Well, you know what, Roy? I am going to make sure that information gets passed along immediately, so that of course I'd want us to be able to decorate. I'd want us to have the proper have what we have now at least, right?
No, I absolutely. I mean, we're probably not going to expand anymore, but at least if they're going to replace it, I'm going to need an outlet there, and I could see something that simple being overlooked. So
I will pass that information along the next time I talk to the chief of staff.
And I have one other question. Now, everyone knows that's Roy Dingler. He is a member of
Mr. Christmas.
He's one of the Holiday Lights on Main committee people. And, actually all 3 of us, Mark,
here we are,
and myself, are all part of that, and very proud to, help the community in that respect and brighten the holidays for people here in town. I only got one other question. I know I've already had the conversation with Roy, but can you, as a council member, or speak to the town manager a little bit and see if we're going to have the ability to finish the decorations on the bridge this year? That's bothering me, obviously. I bother Roy enough about it.
Okay, what is the issue? Can you?
Well, there's 10 lamp posts on either side of the bridge, and this year we decided not to light all the thread spools, just the 2 in the front of the bridge and 2 in the rear of the bridge, and then to put twinkle lights up the 10 lamp posts on either side, so 20 posts. So it would have a different effect this year, and it would add to the bridge.
All right, I will.
Wait, we were ready to do that, and Public Works came into an area of trying to finish up the leaves. They were short 3 or 4 people, and then what happened was Monday, as we know, the inclement weather, Public Works had to get everything ready just in case, so they lost that day. So I will find out from DBW if they can continue to put those up there, in the near future. So
well, I know that it appeared that they were having some difficulty getting one of the spools lit.
They fixed that.
I noticed that they had to unwrap it and rewrap it, and
yeah,
I appreciate all the work those guys do, because man, they're that's not an easy job. Working on a bridge and cars are whizzing by it and stuff. It's stuff that we've got to understand. They do a great job. Roy, I will get on all of that as soon as I get off the air, and we will see what happens. But go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I will definitely follow up on the lamp posts to make certain that they're going to have outlets at the top.
Yeah, and again, I'll follow up with DBW and see what if they can put those. I mean, basically, I just wanted to do something different on those because with those spools, but
so everybody that's listening, I want you to understand that Roy Dingler was the man with the plan, all right? And he got Ken Folan involved, who got Mark Doyle and I involved, and Roy was the driving force behind your decorations downtown. He really was. And, I will do whatever I can to make sure that that tradition now continues. We used to have a great tradition in Roy, right, in Willimantic, back in the 60s, early 70s, and then it just died.
Well, that's what made. Well, once redevelopment went through, it sort of changed the whole outlook of Willimantic. And as I stated when we started this whole thing about 3 years ago, I could see Willimantic changing to the better. And that's why I had this brainstorm. So, I thank you so much, Bill, for the nice words. I really do.
Well, you deserve it, and as does Ken and Mark. Great things have happened down there. So,
yeah.
All right.
It doesn't happen all alone. That's for sure.
No, it does't. Thank you, Roy.
Thank you.
I will work on that.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, guys. Nice talking to you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Always a pleasure to hear from Roy.
I'm glad I was able to call him.
Yeah.
And
Well, that was one of the, he had called me. He says, well, why don't you talk to Bill? I didn't have a chance to talk to you before here. And that's good that you're here and you can let the community know that that's a concern that the group has. And
I tell you what, there's 3 guys on that committee that, you guys really, I was there the first year. Then I got elected and then other things get in the way, as you know, but you guys have continued the tradition, and I think it's great. It certainly makes downtown Willimantic look a heck of a lot nicer.
Yeah, I was thinking we should have used the inflatable Santa from last year, just half of him, and have him climbing over the Frog Bridge, so that we could have had a.
Mark, it is the holiday season, and no one wants to have poor memories of that Santa who looked great for a few days before he was attacked. I'm sorry if
he gave his life for us. And he was a big attraction.
He was.
He was a big hit.
Well, I think he was a bigger attraction every time you guys tried to fix him and put him back up. It was sad. It really was.
Yeah. Well, I like
it was. It's. Let's not talk. Let's not dwell on that.
I'd like to dwell on something positive.
I'm telling you right now, what you guys have managed to make happen on Main Street, and I'll say that I played a very small part in it, and what you guys have done is fantastic, and I get thanked every time I see family, friends. They're like, "Wow, this is great! You got,
I think
a wonderful job was done."
I think the train alone is a marvelous.
Oh, the train is just
anchors the whole thing.
Well, I just want to know. I want you to know too. We want to mention the light parade, the firemen's Christmas parade, whatever you want to call it, led by Josh Niles.
I did that on my
And-
radio
and-
show on Monday, man.
Yeah,
Those guys. I'm telling you.
parade was another huge success, huge turnout
and
with the weather.
bigger than it had been in a long time. Excellent.
No, I think it's becoming as popular and getting as big as the Boombox Parade.
Oh, I think
And
it's going to get there.
And once
I do.
again, started by volunteers in this community. And I think
Yeah.
this community thrives on volunteers who have ideas. They have a vision, and every now and then they may need some help to get things accomplished. Like even the Windham Cures program. That's Dawn and her team. The Christmas for many families. And it's just a beautiful thing. I'm glad I live in Windham. That's what makes me happy and proud. It makes me always want to do more when I see things just grow and blossom. What about you, Doyle? 30 years on the Board of Ed. You've sat on the bench a long time.
I'm in there,
Literally.
working hard for it. Yes, I agree with you, Ken. That's why we're all here. Hopefully, we're going to recruit some people to take our place when we get old and decrepit here.
You
Let's
are
get
old
into
and decrepit.
Wow. Now, come on now.
You're trying to be nice.
Mark, that
he
is
goes
a-
in the gutter.
You
He
try to
goes
be
in the
nice.
gutter.
You just
Mark,
made up
Mark,
what
that's
that
a problem
memory.
that's a problem with no matter what's happening
right.
in our community today. Who is stepping up and who is going to help out in the future?
Matt?
And I want to mention that tomorrow night, starting from 6 to 7, there's going to be a community paranda on Main Street. I think it starts up at Willie Brew and works its way down to the River Room, where it will finish up with from 7 to 9 a holiday sing along. Last I knew, this was Monday now. Chris told us that there was some tickets available, but go online to riverroomwillie.com and see if there's any tickets available. It's a free event. Get in there and enjoy some Christmas spirit.
And Ruth is going to be leading the piano.
Ruth is going to be on the piano, so that's going to be good. Yep.
Yeah, well, and keeping on with that, before we get into some of the things that are happening, I don't want to say in the political level, but on the financial piece for the community to get in some information on our show next week. We're going to have Miss Teen Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
She's
nice.
going to come in, and I believe the week after that, we hope to have the Natchog Elementary Chorus sing us into the holidays and drown out Mark Doyle's voice for all of us. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
That's like a gift to myself.
I heard them online.
They were
at
online.
the community center.
Yes.
They are very good.
Yeah.
Great group of young people.
And
Mark, you should probably stay home that night.
Well, if we're lucky, they'll got half a song in around between Ken's introducing them rambling.
Yeah.
His days in
maybe
Rhode
they'll
Island.
get
His days in Rhode Island when
Wow,
he used to go
somebody
door to
ate his
door.
Wheaties today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
I think
it's,
anyway. So that's how we're going to end off our holiday season, is with some young elementary school
I
kids.
like that. I think that's wonderful. I really do.
Hopefully kick off the new year again
Really
with some
do.
other elementary kids. Hopefully get some children from Sweeney. That school has been extremely active. If you're online at all and you're seeing the teachers and the principals are really taking advantage of showcasing the talents and what's going on in a positive manner up at in our school district, which we are Mark and I are so very proud of, as you are.
Yep.
Especially our mayor, who's probably the most supportive mayor I've ever worked with, as far as public education goes.
Well,
It's
I'm
amazing.
going to say this.
Go ahead.
The Windham school system is moving. I'm telling you, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Well, we got Natchog School is a ribbon-winning school. We got the Barrow School, which is another ribbon-winning school. We have the Windham Middle School, which has
Moved out of turnaround. Yep.
moved out of turnaround and is making leaps and bounds. I mean, we're very lucky in Windham to have the teachers and the educators that we have working with the students.
No, there's no doubt. We were so happy. We had the principal from the middle school in last week, along with some students, and they made the news break right here. It's always on Windham Weekly. They want to let the voice. They know the number one host, the number one show, Windham Weekly, and Ken Follen, the voice. So they wanted to hear it and make sure the majority of the citizens heard it on this station. They can't wait for the Billy Sayers show to get some kind of information. Billy.
Well, the one good thing that you have about your show is that you have the calm leaders. You have calm. I'm trying to figure out how to say this.
It's Mark
the
Doyle.
Calm leadership of Mark Doyle.
He's like a
on
regular
this show.
anchor on the other end.
He is. And if I ever needed a boat parked, I'd call him.
Yeah.
Speaking of calm leadership, anything come out of Tuesday's council meeting?
Tuesday we had a wonderful meeting.
Exciting?
I think we left around 10:30. It was
10:30.
It was a long meeting.
You
Yes.
guys, who went to sleep?
No, nobody went to sleep. We had some good, serious debate. I thought things went well. We're looking at a whole bunch of different issues. We have a special work meeting coming up where we'll be addressing just 4x4s and dirt bikes and all of that stuff that's racing up and down our streets. And so, those are things that we're looking at right now. And of course, we're very fortunate in that we have our mayor, Tom DeVivo, who is chasing down funding for the footbridge. I got to tell you, that's he's doing okay with that. We did get turned down on the federal level, so he will be working forward with State Senator May Flexer and State Representative Susan Johnson on trying to secure some funding out of Hartford coming up this next session. So I think we have some good opportunity there to hopefully get our footbridge fixed and set for the next 100 years.
Yeah. I also heard from the town council meeting that you got some new bus shelters coming in along.
Oh yes,
And they're being. But the placement is decided by the DOT.
Yeah, DOT is doing that.
Before that controversy gets out there.
No, DOT is doing all of that. They just tell us the numbers, and we're going to have 3 of them on Walnut Street alone, and that's we have no say in that, so we have to accept it, and that's being done through the WRTD, the Windham Regional Transportation District. So we actually have very little to do with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bill Sayers on our show today. He is the Windham Town Councilman at Large. So if you want to talk to him, if you have some questions about what's going on in our town, maybe you have some ideas and suggestions to improve things, or whatever you want to talk about, Bill is ready and able at 456-1400, and he should be. He's been around for a generation or two.
Yes, yep, I sure have. Yep. So, Mark, what's going on? Come on, you're sitting there very quiet tonight.
Like I said, I usually don't get on until halfway through the show. But
Oh, okay.
And look what's happening. I'm letting him speak, and look, he fumbles.
Excuse me. Calm down over there. Please. Get him a Tylenol, will you? Calm him down. Piece of cheese. So, things are moving forward, Bill. Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
As you pointed out, the school system is trying hard to continue to our improvements. The middle school people did an excellent job coming out of turnaround, which means they made academic progress with the kids to meet certain state standards. We've also are working extremely hard on our absentee rate. We have reduced the chronic absenteeism across all of the schools. We're in a 90% attendance rate. In 90 percentage is it's over 90%, but we're 90% attendance rate at all of our schools.
I understand, Mark, that the high school itself has had the best attendance records it's ever had in ages.
Yep. Yeah,
So
I think
something's going on, right?
Every school is exceeding their numbers. You're right, and high schools is one of them. The administration has made it a point of focus because you can't educate them if they don't come to school. So we made it a point of focus to work on getting these kids in the classroom and sitting down and listening to their teachers.
Well, you know what? Getting them there is 3/4 of the battle. And, it's something. And I think that's great. I think it's very good that you're making these kind of moves and things are going on. And, I know that I talked to Coach Prose, and he was talking about having a difficult year with the football team. But, it's all about participation. It's all about being part of the game. And I think we're lucky to have the people that we have running our schools.
Well, win or lose, the best part of high school athletics is the policy on your grade point average, and to stay on a team and to stay active on a team, even not even going to practices if you're not, and that's pressure enough, and that's and it's a life lesson. You're not gonna get paid if you're not doing your job, and so in this school, you're not gonna play if you don't do your work at the classroom level, and Coach Prose is not one of those guys that's gonna wiggle wobble on it. He wants these kids to get educated. He knows everyone knows how important athletics is and the band and so on and so forth. But to participate, you got to do your work, and that's time management.
And most of the teams have special study sessions built in case kids need some extra help to get up, because it is important. As important as it is is that two-way street. People say, well, they need the sports to stay in school. But they also need to get the grades in order to stay in the sport.
Well, like I always say, it's student-athlete. Student first, athlete second.
Oh, I agree.
But I think, and all the sports teams did very well this year. There's many had new teams, new coaches, and, new players, a lot of new players. But regardless, the attendance is up. Mark is 100% right on that, and it's good news. I see those emails come through, and it makes me happy because, they're doing their job. Our administrative team at the building level is doing their job. And with the support of their teaching staff, they've built a culture of working together. They're not fighting. Administration and the teaching staff is not fighting. And then the teachers are working with the students. And more importantly, teachers are contacting the parents. And so, there was a comment at your meeting about posting negative things about the community and how bad it is to do so, from one councilman.
That's the pot calling the kettle black, I'll
But
tell you that.
and I started to laugh. I says, well, maybe now we've heard the last from an elected official condemning a school district, because that's like the number 2 thing that real estate people talk to the homeowners about.
Yep.
Never mind big investors coming in, the homeowners. And so I was happy to hear that that message got across.
I hope it did. I really do. So, getting back on track here, Mark.
yes, sir.
Got your Christmas shopping done? Oh, never mind. Your wife does it. I shouldn't ask.
Well, I still have to shop for her, so I'm working on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you one of those who waits till the 23rd or the 24th?
No,
or,
no. I usually do where I have to do the special overnight delivery, so I don't quite go to the 24th.
Okay, all right. And I know for a fact, having seen the pictures, that the Folan residence is about 50% done on shopping.
We are at 95%.
95%.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're at 95%
man.
after last week.
Oh, good. I hate to tell you this, but
The menu is all set and set.
So, will I need to come by the house to pick up my present, or are you going to give it to me on our last radio show?
We'll see what you get from the Grinch. Not much, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Well, I have by the way, in the basement of my mother's 100-and-something-year-old house is still the original coal chute, so maybe you could find some coal there.
Ooh.
I was worried that was going to be a body. I wasn't sure where you were going with that one.
Oh, there's a new thing I wanted to mention. I'm telling you, the older I get, the more I forget. This Friday at 11:30 at the West Main Street Dunkin' Donuts. Again, this Friday only at 11:30 at the West Main Street Dunkin' Donuts. I am hosting office hours for any elected officials, such as Mark Doyle and Bill Sayers, who and maybe the mayor will show up. And I'd like citizens to come in to give them a well wish for Christmas. And a think list is think about this, Bill. Think about this, Mark. What do you got? So when someone's enjoying their hot, fresh decaf coffee with a couple of creamers and sweet and low and whatnot, they're going to be able to relax this Friday as I sit at another table and just watch the action.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I think as long as I get a munchkin for each question, I think I'm happy. That's okay.
Well, I can't eat the munchkin for each, but I will be there tomorrow as well, 11:30 to 12:30. And so that you're all aware, we had to change the name of the West Main Street Dunkin' Donuts Club, Coffee Club, to the Curmudgeon Club because Ken Folan is now participating. So, that's just where we're at the moment. But of course, anybody wants to talk to me, I'm always open. I get questions at Stop and Shop. I get questions at BJ's. That's part of the job, actually. And I enjoy talking with people. I know Mark does as well.
Yes.
I mean, just because Folan thinks it's hilarious, and doesn't want to be bothered with
Well,
people,
that's why he's out of office right now.
Yeah. So we take care of our
Out of office
constituents.
and an independent thinker. I don't dance to anyone else's music but my own. Yep, I'm not Billy Sayers, who thinks he's the orchestra conductor.
But
Hey, you'd make a good Santa Claus.
yeah.
So Doyle,
Yep.
how is the staffing at everything's still good, or are we
Well, Folan, we're still working.
still working on what?
Getting staffing. It's a major issue right now is to get the teachers that you need, especially in the areas like math and science and languages. So between the cutbacks in the budget, since we have a 0% budget, we're balancing as best we can and constantly looking for qualified teachers to fill in those positions.
What about any shakeups going on mid-year now with the administration? Everything looks good. How's Iris doing?
Everything. Iris is Dr. Gamero is doing very well. She, as I say, she's part of leading the team on our improvement on our attendance. Iris or Dr. Gamero puts out a weekly newsletter, which Ken indicated that he gets to see primarily because his wife's a teacher, but anyone can see the newsletter. She publishes it on our site, on the website. So I would encourage people to go to the Windham School website and look for Dr. Gamero's weekly newsletter, where she talks about the activities and the progress and what's going on in the school system. Excellent way to stay involved.
Are we going to have any direct mails as we had in the past, or is that out of the budget? So communicate.
Direct mails are out of the budget at this point.
Maybe what would be a good idea, Mark? Next time you talk with her, maybe you could ask her to put members of the town council on her weekly mailing.
Sure, we could do that. Yeah,
that would be great. So that when we get asked questions, we can have updates as well.
absolutely.
That would be a great help.
I'll be seeing her. Actually, I'll be seeing her tonight, so I'll make that
good.
suggestion
Thank
to her
you.
tonight.
Thank you.
What about the town of Windham bill? Besides the town website, and then sometimes on this digital bulletin board, which is difficult for me. Any idea of maybe coming up with even a quarterly update as to what you've done, what's kind of like a building project, what's been completed, what's being worked on, and what's down the road?
We've looked at that.
It's expensive,
and
right?
it's expensive. I can tell you that a partial mailing to the town of Windham, actually 2 partial mailings, cost in the vicinity of $10,000. So I would assume that a full mailing would probably be in the vicinity of $7,500 if you mailed to every homeowner.
Right.
So, and then if you're mailing only to homeowners, you're not getting 3/4, you're not getting a lot of the town.
Right.
So, because we have a lot of renters here in town. So, I don't know the answer. How and it's something that a group of us has been discussing. How do we communicate now that we have the cell phone era? We have, the cost of mailing a piece of mail is so expensive. It's not easy. It's not easy.
It isn't easy. I get it, but you've got a certain amount of population that do not play with a cell phone. Mostly, folks who lived here all their lives who are still active, but just not social media people. And again,
careful now. My 93-year-old mother is on her cell phone all the time.
Your mother's a wonderful exception. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
But there are people who don't enjoy it that way. They don't like going on a computer or don't have a computer. It's not convenient for them in that sense that they're going to run out to the library and see what the town is up to. And again, you can only post so much and read so much and any clip on these bulletin boards. And so unfortunately, the print media is I don't know. Would it be cheaper to take a page ad and actually put all the notes, but then only X amount of people are getting that?
Yeah, well, my
Versus getting the mail.
understanding that there's under 2,000 people in the town of Windham who get the Chronicle anymore.
Well, what about this idea? So every July you are mailing out to every household or every taxpayer a bill, and you go to a printer and part of the stuffing of an envelope, if you will. It might cost you a little bit more in postage, but it's already part and parcel to what's being sent out. I'm just trying to get it so
that's
twice a year.
That is not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. You could do that with your January and your July.
Yeah, at
tax
least
bills.
twice a year, get an update. Hey, this is what we did in the first 2 quarters. This is what we're planning on for the second 2 quarters.
Not a bad idea.
Because they have to look at their bill. I mean, I would hope.
Yeah, I would hope they're looking at their
Yep,
bill.
yep.
So, and they get that bill. Oh, it cost me $7,000 for my house this year. What happened with that? Well, we were able to do this, and this. And this is our goal for the next 6 months.
Thankfully, not everybody in town, has to pay a $7,000 bill.
I know some of us pay $12,000.
I know some of us,
Some of us pay $20,000.
Some of us who live up there on Frog Pond Hill, and have, mini mansions that that they waddle around in all day. They can afford to pay those
With
bills.
curbing that sticks out on the road, by the way.
Curbing
It
that
sticks out in the road.
and then they go out to the driveway and they get in their Lincoln or their Mercedes.
They drive over the curbing and they call them
drive
Public
over
Works.
the curbing.
Yeah.
I mean. Not all of our residents are as wealthy as
True.
wealthy as the Folans.
Fullins.
Yep. It's tough. It's tough.
And of course the Handfields.
Yeah. Oh, yes, the Hanfields, Jay Hanfield. Yes. We all know about his house out there. Yep. But his wife, what a wonderful woman she is.
She's truly blessed.
She is. Not to have him, but she's truly blessed.
Well, long story short, that was a great idea. Maybe you should.
I think it is a
up.
good idea. I'm very serious about that.
that
I
would
think it's
pick
an
up a-
excellent idea.
that should pick up
So
some
tell
of
me,
your-
did
some of your
Kelly
renters.
come up with that idea, or was that yours?
That's mine. I'm the idea man.
Oh, is that what Kelly says?
Yeah. And that will pick up some of your renters because
Every time you see what happens in this world is people come up with ideas, and then there's people who sit there who throw red flags. You can't do that. You can't. Find a way to do it. Have a solution. And that's one solution. It's a compromise.
That's a good idea. Back when I was working, one of the things that, you used to challenge the employees with is if you're coming in with a complaint,
have a solution.
please have a solution
Absolutely.
ready to go. That's why we got Matt Rupar, the Salt in the Radio. He's always got a way to solve a problem.
Matt's okay.
Of course, he just pulls a wire and shuts your mic off.
Right,
But,
yeah.
but he has solved the problem.
Yes.
So
That's Matt.
So where are we at? How's everything going now? The mayor had asked when he was running for office to schedule a training or board retreat, if you will. And I want to know how that's going.
It's still being worked on. My understanding.
No.
It had been scheduled for the first Saturday after we were sworn in, but for some reason it was postponed. I don't know the specifics, but it had to be postponed. So I believe he and the town manager are still working on that, and they'll get us all together at some point. And
Now, will that be done with a professional organization? And for example, the Board of Ed always used to take new members and old members. The CABE, Connecticut Area Boards of Education Group, used to put on training so they knew their roles and responsibilities.
Which they still do, and we still encourage our new members to attend that.
I think it's more important now than ever with the current board that there be some training on their roles and responsibilities.
Matter of fact, the
and
state
their
actually
behavior.
requires that training for many new elected officials.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not a major out of pocket thing, but hopefully, people want to see a smooth operational government.
well, one of the last things we had, the last retreat, the town council had Joe Brody from Mansfield came in, and he and his daughter, they're professional facilitators, and they facilitated the last one, and I thought it was a very, very good session. It was handled very nicely, and so I would love to see that happen.
Does CCOG not offer that as part of the package?
I do not know.
See, that's another good question.
I do not know. I do know the mayor is vice president of CCOG, so maybe it's time to ask him.
Well, I will
and
ask the
see-
mayor.
Yeah, we better ask the mayor. I will.
I think CCOG.
I
I
think
can't
I'm-
imagine an organization that large doesn't have.
I think
a
I'm going to see
program already
him
in
on
place.
Saturday, so I will. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I assume they would be. That's just like CABE, the Connecticut Association Board of Education has those programs. I'm sure
Maybe
CCOG would have
we'll
something.
get lucky and he'll come to coffee tomorrow and we can grill him.
Oh,
And
no. I mean, the mayor's our friend. We support him, and it would be wonderful if he joined us for coffee
Yeah, before
tomorrow.
I got Ken before I got Bill as the second choice, I did ask the mayor to come, but he wasn't able to. He's Christmas tree shopping today, so I don't know. I actually called you first, Bill. Don't worry about it.
Doyle, it's because you called him, he wouldn't come. If I had called him, he would have been here. But that's another
Well, no,
story.
but you're not a doer, Kenny. You just think. You just sit
No,
around.
no, no.
and, you know,
I
share and
delegate
think.
as a good leader does. I'm a delegator.
He is the thought man.
Right.
You know, he doesn't do work.
He thinks he has an extensive selection of office workers.
Yes,
who,
he
I
doesn't
do,
do the work.
actually, and
He just, you know,
he
but
just-
when he's at work, let me tell you, he has a staff
That's
like
right.
you would not believe.
That's right.
I mean, all he has to do is pick up the phone. I've heard him.
He's the Wizard of Oz.
Move this now, and
That's right.
it's
done.
happening.
He hides behind the curtain like the Wizard of Oz and just
Yeah,
blows all
yeah.
the smoke.
Yeah.
How is the update us on the town manager and town hall? How's all that going lately? Because everyone hears rumblings and the grumblings.
Well, you know what?
And a lot of
Yes.
it's rumors and baloney.
Yes,
but-
you know, I'm just going to be very careful about town hall because we have an amazing group of people down there. They work very, very hard. I give them my full support always, and you know, I think that I think we accomplish a lot for our residents.
Okay. Wow. That was the political shuffle. But no, I agree. The town hall staff, I've gone there, for countless reasons over the year, every year, and I get nothing but great service with a smile. And I can't ask for more.
Nope.
Excuse me, Mark.
Tell us about the ongoing work with our buildings here in town. I see they put lights up over, was it 302 or the
Where?
old Tinsing lot?
Well,
I see those lights now
804
put up.
Main, I think he's what he's
804
804 Main, yes.
You got to update Doyle on what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Well,
'cause, you know,
I'm here long enough, Ken. I know there's a Tinsing lot because
you know,
those of us who are long time.
so you know, we get I think.
Well, I see they put lights up there to facilitate.
Yeah, well, you know,
That's
they
for the blasting at night.
I think they have. I think they're still working with the building department and our building inspector to finalize and there was several issues that the building inspector had in regards to the plans. So I think they're finishing those up
Good,
now.
good.
And then at some point he will get the sign off to put the building up, which of course, you know, is not going to take long. Once this happens, bam, it's done.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yes, because it's a prefab building. It's already being built off-site someplace, and it'll just come in and, 6, 8, 10 trucks, and the crane moves it into place.
So that'll be the retail on the bottom and the apartments on the top.
53 apartments on top.
53 apartments.
53 apartments on top.
How tall is this building going to be?
Tall, obviously.
Yeah. Well,
You know, it'll fit in just like, you know, because that's what they used to do in the day. They had those thin, tall buildings.
That's
you know,
true.
look at the footprint they're
Yep.
building on right
Yep.
now. It's not a very big spot.
no, that's what I'm wondering.
And, you know, so and then
Do they have any additional parking plan for
no,
that?
no. Somewhere downtown, I'm told, based on a 20-year-old study now, that we have 1,100 parking spots. So they will be responsible for buying parking permits
Okay.
and parking in legal spots. The hotel is moving right along.
The hotel hooker?
No. The hotel that will be going in at Stone Row.
Above
Oh.
Stone Row?
No, next door to Stone Row.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a building there, and I guess that's going to be taken down.
Is that going to be a boutique hotel or a
Boutique
chain?
hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, and the parking will be on Riverside Drive.
And there'll be a frog in every room, right?
They have tons of they have parking spaces down there, and then they're leasing additional parking spaces from the pharmacy that's just up the street a bit, and because that has a parking lot in the back
In
also.
the rear, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and there'll be an elevator, I guess, that goes all the way down, and we'll be able to pick people up and bring them up from the parking lot. And they will have a
How many rooms are they looking at there?
I don't have that figure on the top of my head.
And this is a private development?
It's a private development. And they're also going to have not a concierge, parking attendant. You know.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. So
Valet parking.
valet
Valet
parking.
parking,
Yes. Yes.
Yes, that's why Mark bought the red vest
That's valet
Yes,
parking,
that's
yep.
it. Yeah.
and the hat.
They gave
Mark,
that to me.
the red vest and the black top hat.
Yes.
He's going to fit right in down
They
there.
gave that to me. I didn't buy for it. No,
Oh,
I didn't
oh,
pay
they
for
When
it.
is
Provide
that
it?
planned to be done, Bill?
soon.
What do you,
I can't tell you that.
okay.
We get all this information, to be honest with you, and the first thing I look for on something like that, has it been through planning and zoning? Have they approved it? Then I don't have to do anything more with it.
No, I understand. Your responsibility ends
so,
there.
So, I don't spend as much time with that, say, as I do on this new venture that the town manager wants that's going to cost us X number of tax dollars. And where is that money coming from? That's my big concern. Because I'm going to do everything that I can to hold the line with the Democrats for this next budget
What
season.
next venture is he looking at?
He's always coming up with new ideas, but the last one was he wanted to create a new position, so we can't allow that stuff to happen. So that costs the taxpayers money.
Yeah, we get it. I'm not ruining anybody's holiday. I'm just, we've got to be careful in our responsibilities, right?
Like Christmas.
And fiscal responsibilities at home
Everywhere you
and
go.
with townspeople's money.
There's a tree in the Grand Hotel.
Boy, am I glad I voted
One
for
in the park.
Bill Sayers. My God, to get serenaded.
Bill,
there we go.
Tell us about this wonderful idea of doing a tri-board. You and I talked about this on Monday.
Oh, I think it's a great idea. A tri-board, we used to do it.
Yes.
Yes, I was on it.
And I think we should do it. We should have, the chairman of the Board of Ed and a representative from the Board of Ed, chairman of the Board of Finance and a representative from the Board of
Yes.
Finance, and the town council chairman and a member of the town council. And we should get together and discuss ways that we can help each other out.
At least understand what projects each of us are working on.
We need to understand all of that stuff. By the way, the developer that's doing 804 Main Street, the old Tin Sin building,
That's the Tin Sing lot, yeah?
has also purchased the WRCC building a little further down Main Street. He'll be closing on that Christmas week. And his plans for that building is to put 2 more stories on top of it
Right.
with additional apartments.
So where's WRCC going?
WRCC will continue renting from him.
Oh, okay. So they'll stay there, but they're going to, okay.
Right. They're going to stay there, but they'll be
Because
renting.
they're in the bottom.
Because WRCC is in the process of merging with TVCCA.
Yep.
All right, we've got about a minute left. I want to thank you, Bill Sayers from the Windham Town Council for coming on last minute.
Always a pleasure.
Unfortunately, we had a couple students and a teacher who were ill today, and I appreciate you filling in. And I always appreciate Mark Doyle and Matt Rupar. Matt Rupar a little bit more.
Matt Rupar's assaulting the radio, let me tell
that's
you.
right.
So
Yeah,
don't
you
forget,
know.
next week we should have Miss Teen Connecticut on to tell us about her beginnings and journey to earning that crown and representing our
In
community.
the future, she's moving into more. She's
and
moving up in the
moving
competition.
and moving into the big time, Miss Connecticut.
When is the sing-along?
The sing-along, and I would welcome you here, is
the week
going
after
to be
that.
the week after. That's going to be, we hope, the chorus
Like the
from
18th, I
Natrog
believe.
Elementary School. You'll hear less of Mark Doyle, and you'll hear more of me singing.
That's not
I'll hopefully
possible.
get rid of this cold, singing
off,
with
Matt,
these
cut it
students. Thank you.
Cut the button.